You probably
Bro,
can,
I
like,
got some
find
actually
code
good
somewhere,
stuff.
but... Just,
Oh, sorry, bro. I
oh,
didn't mean to
oh.
do that.
I got kidnapped!
I didn't mean that.
I've been kidnapped!
Oh.
Someone called the popo!
I didn't mean it.
Nah, you're good. Hey, what is up, everyone? In today's video, I want to talk about 5 things I want to see come in Season 4. So we're getting towards the end of the season. I'm probably going to make a Season 3 review soon. But today I want to talk about looking forward to next season. So this season I would say was really good. However, it was really slowed down after those first, like, say 3, maybe 4 weeks. That first month was really great, and then it just completely tanked off after that. And I'm hoping that will be changed. But let's go ahead and get into the list. And at number 5, I have updates for Pirate Legends. I feel like Pirate Legends haven't really seen any love since the Run of Thieves Haven voyages were added. And I don't even remember when those were added. That was like a long time ago, I feel like. It might have been last year, it might have been 2 years ago. Who knows at this point? Either way, that's kind of too long. I put this at number 5 because I don't really think it's going to happen for a while still. And I understand why Rare doesn't really care about Pirate Legends anymore. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. There's only a small amount of player base that actually is Pirate Legend, and they'd rather make updates that go for everyone rather than spend their time working on a small minority. It's the same thing with the arena. I believe when we talked about our arena video, they said something about like only 2% of the player base plays arena actively, which is pretty sad, but I kind of blame them more so than the player base, because if you update the game more and make it a fun experience, you'd probably have a better time with it. But this isn't an arena video, this is talking about Season 4, and right now we're talking about Pirate Legends. If we're talking about like what kind of updates I want to see, I'd rather it not be just like cosmetic based, because we have had updates in the past with Pirate Legends. I think Season 1 we saw the Dark Adventure set come in. I think Season 2 expanded on that set. While that's cool and all, most Pirate Legends don't really see any benefit from that. It's really more just a grind, and for those people that just have so much gold that they don't really care what they spend it on. For me, I think the only thing that was really appealing in that set was the sails. I thought the sails were really cool, but I'm not gonna, waste all my gold on that, especially when I need to make videos on other stuff. Like we had the Thriving Wild Rose set last week or 2 weeks ago, whenever this video releases. And with that set, I had to spend like 1,000,000 gold just to get the whole ship set. So for me, it's not really my speed to just dump a bunch of gold willy-nilly, especially just for one piece of cosmetic. But if that's something you like to do, have at it. What I would like to see is something similar to the Run of Thieves Haven, and similar to like what we've gone at Christmas time with the Gilded Voyages. I feel like the regular Pirate Legend voyages are just so boring, because it's basically just taking the original 3 trading companies, their original voyages, mashed into one. You could even do that concept again if you really wanted to, because now all 3 of the trading companies have something new to offer. So you could have some kind of Pirate Legend voyage that's like a triathlon of all of them. So you have to maybe go try to get a bunch of stuff from Vault. Maybe this is like a Pirate Legend Ancient Vault or whatever, where if you do the puzzle, maybe it's a lot harder puzzle, you could get a Athena chest out of it. You could also have where you have to fight ghost ships that maybe are a little bit more beefed up but give better rewards, and something to do with merchants, maybe a lost shipment that has Athena merchant crates or whatever. I don't know how you could balance that, because I feel like that would be a very OP type of thing, but it would still be interesting to have something new like that. And it probably wouldn't take too much work, if I'm being honest, because it's basically just taking what you already have, changing some stats, or changing the loot pool. I didn't really think of that idea before starting this video, but now thinking about it, I really like the idea. Just having a new type of voyage that just has the new trading company voyages with a Pirate Legends spin on it. That kind of sounds cool to me. Another thing that's completely different from what I just previously mentioned is have stuff for Pirate Legends that don't take 2-3 hours to get done. Like, there's a lot of times where I just want to hop in Sea of Thieves and play for 30 minutes to an hour and not have to stay on after that just because I need to finish the voyage or whatever I'm doing. Perfect example of this is I think some of the new Tall Tales that we got are a lot better for this. You can hop in and have a short little adventure that's really nice and fun, but those aren't really that replayable. They're great and I would play them again. It's just it's not something I want to do every time I get in for like 30 minutes to an hour. Alright, that's enough talk for Pirate Legends. If you want me to talk more in depth about like what I want to see happen to Pirate Legends and what kind of updates I want to see, just leave that in the comments. Maybe we'll make that in a future video. But next, let's talk about number 4, which is a beefed up Plunder Pass. Anyone who's watched the channel for a good amount of time since these seasons have started knows that I have been very critical on the Plunder Pass. Especially this past seasons, because I think this past season is the worst one out of all 3 that we've gotten. But my biggest issue with the Plunder Pass has always been that it just does not give you enough value for $10. In the past, I've also compared it to, say, Fortnite's Battle Pass, which is, I think, either $7 or $7.99, something like that. And that, not only do you get basically a full refund with in-game currency, but you also get a full refund and half extra to spend inside the shop. Whereas in Sea of Thieves Plunder Pass, you only get a fourth of what you spent. I don't know, something about that just always bothered me, and it sounds selfish to me to say, oh, I should be able to get the Plunder Pass once and always be able to keep it and just like use the credits I earn from it. But that's kind of what I expect at this point. I think if Sea of Thieves launched with this Plunder Pass, like, you know, 3 years ago when Fortnite and other games were just getting started with this service as a game type of thing, it would have been a little bit more palatable. But now you have games like Fortnite and other games that are doing the same thing, where you only have to get their Battle Pass or whatever they want to call it once, and you kind of keep it unless you just happen to spend all your V-Bucks or Ancient Coins on whatever. But let's just say that they don't change it and they keep the 250 Ancient Coins you get in the Plunder Pass, and then you get another 250 in the Free Pass. Let's just say they don't change that, because I kind of don't expect them to do anymore. I was really hoping they would, but I don't think they're going to. The only other way you can make it better for me is to make a lot more rewards. I get that the cosmetics probably take more time to make in here than, say, other games, because there's just a lot more physics and other stuff that goes into it, like with the ships and everything. But what is it, like 10 rewards including the ancient coins does not seem like enough to me. I think the biggest thing we need to see with the Plunder Pass is just more value, or make it cheaper. If it was, say, $5 for the Plunder Pass, I would definitely recommend that to people. But once you get to that $10 range and they're not adding anything else to it, I would just recommend you to go and just buy the stuff you want a la carte when it comes to the Emporium later on. The best recommendation I can give you is look at the cosmetics, expect that this is going to be a one-time purchase. If you don't like a majority of the cosmetics that you're going to get from the Plunder Pass, then just don't get it and wait till those few that you do like come to the Emporium later on. That would be my opinion on it, but everyone has to choose for their own and look at what situations work for them. If you've been saving your ancient coins from the last 3 seasons and you get a little bit more, say with either ancient skeletons or whatever, you'll be able to get the Plunder Pass either this season or the next season. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. Let's move on to our number 3 spot, which is a redesigned trial system. I have mixed feelings about the trial system. I think I've talked about in previous videos as well. On the one hand, I like how you can do all the trials at once, so you can basically plan out how you're going to do it, which is what has made some of my most popular videos on the channel, where I take all the trials that you can do on an outpost and I make that the beginning video for the season, and you can do it and get like 9 or 10 levels at the very start. I think that's really fun, and a lot of people seem to like those videos when they come out. However, I feel like you can grind through the season way too fast, and there's nothing to do once you get to the second or third month. I didn't even rush this past season just because I wanted to have enough content to last me. And even then, I still finished within like the second month, and I had nothing to do this last month in August. I kind of dropped off the game for a bit. I started playing games like Fortnite and other stuff more, and stopped playing Sea of Thieves for a bit. And it's been hard for me to kind of come up with videos to do and stuff because there's just nothing happening once you get to that second and third month of the season. So what I would like to see with this like redesigned trial system is something similar to Fortnite. And I know I've mentioned Fortnite a couple times in this video, I've mentioned in the past, but this is something I have a lot of experience with, and I truly think Fortnite has mastered the challenges system for a season. Right now with Fortnite, you have these legendary challenges that you get once a week, and you can only do that 1 week. And this gives you a good amount of XP, but they're also related to the storyline in the season. And it's something unique. It's not something like, oh, go get 5 kills here. Sometimes they are similar to that, but most of the time it's, hey, go to this place, talk to this person, get some lore aspect. Pretty simple stuff. I think that would be cool for Sea of Thieves, so you have weekly challenges that get you a lot of XP for your pass that only is for that certain amount of time, either like say a week, maybe 2 weeks, whatever. That would be cool. I'd also like to see weekly challenges that get added every week, but then they are there and you can keep doing them for however long the season is. Those are a little bit less XP than the ones that are temporary, but I think something like that would be really good to have. It would make it so that people aren't finishing the season pass within the first week because they just grinded out all the challenges. I don't want anything to change with the XP system, like where you can get XP from just like sailing around and stuff. I really like how they've set up all that. My main problem is just how the challenges are set up. I don't know how people are going to feel about this. I think Sea of Thieves will definitely change the trial systems in the future, whether it's this season or another season. We will see. I also want to mention that the last 3 seasons have had the exact same freaking trials. We need something different. I don't want to do all the tall tales for another time. In the past 3 seasons, what they've usually done is just added a few trials that were related to the new content that was added, but then everything else is the same. So there's like, I know the last 3 seasons we've had one trial that you had to have level 75 for Reaper's Bones, which is very dumb to me. I'm not even at level 75 for that trading company. So like, why would you make a challenge that only a small amount of people can do? I don't know how many people are level 75 in Reaper's Bones, but seeing as how many people aren't Pirate Legend yet, I would assume it's a small amount. The main 2 things I would want to see with the trials is a better designed UI, so that right now it's just so confusing because you'll have challenges that are the exact same but they're in different sets. You don't know how much XP certain challenges get you. You kind of understand that the ones at the beginning of the section are the lesser XP ones, and the further along you get back, so like the darker the color is, the better they are for you, but you don't know how much it's going to increase. Like, I know I've done challenges in the past and it's like gone up such an insignificant amount that I have no idea why I took the time to do the challenge. The second thing is I want challenges that I couldn't just do randomly, if that makes any sense. Yes, I want some challenges that are like that. I like other challenges that give me a unique experience that I can do in game. So say you go to Reaper's Bones and you set up a monument or something random like that. Have like a storyline that goes along with it. Have something that feeds in. Maybe you could have one season where we delve into Flameheart's backstory through challenges. So you go and visit different locations that maybe Flameheart did. I don't even know, but Rare is very creative, and I know they could make something really interesting with these challenges, and so far I haven't seen that, and I'm really hoping that does change in the future. Alright, number 2 and number 1 I feel like are the biggest things, like far more than the last 3 we talked about. 1 and 2, like I think this needs to happen like now, or else Sea of Thieves will not keep the momentum it's had so far. So for number 2, it's just better pacing of content throughout the season. I've mentioned it multiple times in this video and other videos that Sea of Thieves just tends to, at the beginning of the season, they just dump all their content and then they're like, peace out, we'll see you next season. That just doesn't work for me, and I feel like a lot of other people get bored of the game too with that, and that's just not working. I feel like some people might like, you know, having a huge update and then just chilling for 3 months. For me, I want to have something new that happens every week, maybe every couple weeks. It doesn't have to be like the big games where you see Fortnite and other stuff that's like every week there's something new going on. I definitely don't need that. But when you have, say, the last 2 months, we haven't really had anything major except for the Mayhem challenges, which were more of a big surprise because of Gamescom rather than something that Sea of Thieves was gonna do no matter what. I think going along with this, events have not been working out for me. They've been really hit or miss. There's been a few events that I've liked a lot, like the Volt Raiders event and the Reapers vs. the World event. I especially like the Reapers vs. the World event because that lasted all season long, and I think it was each month or something, it was focused on a different trading company, and that one really encouraged PvP and more experiences throughout the season. I think that worked really well. But then you compare events like this past season with, say, the Plunder games, which were very lackluster to me. You got a ton of gold for it, but as someone that doesn't really care about earning gold anymore, it's kind of just whatever to me. I did the challenges that were easy, but I just skipped the ones that I was like, that's too much effort. I think if you do what we talked about in number 3 with the redesigned trial system, having like either weekly challenges or whatever, just pacing out that would help pace out the content. But also, it just needs better pacing in general. So let's use season 3 as an example. Instead of having all 5 Tall Tales come out at once, and then you have people, you know, spoiling different parts of it online or whatever, you could have made it so that each week we got a new Tall Tale. So first week we start off with the first Tall Tale and then so on. That would have lasted us at least until the second month. Then you have an event or two that help bridge the gap till we get to season 3. That's the same amount of content as we got, but it gives you something new to look forward to, especially that first month and a half where you are waiting for the next Tall Tale to come out. And I think that would bring the community together more. So think of it kind of like a TV show. You have TV shows like, say, Netflix, where you have like Stranger Things and stuff, where you can watch all of them at once, and people are at different paces with the show and not really kept up with it. Compare this to, say, something like Loki that came out, or The Mandalorian, where there's a new episode each week and you don't know what's going to happen. Everyone's just talking about that one episode because they're like, oh my gosh, did you see what happened in that episode last night, whatever. With this, you don't really get that. Like, I had the final Tall Tale spoiled for me while I was doing the second Tall Tale because I could see it next to me. I just really want to see stuff happening in Sea of Thieves after the launch of a season. And so far, the last 3 seasons, we haven't gotten that. I really hope this next season will do so, but who knows. I think I've talked enough about that. I've talked about that a lot in other videos too, so let's move on to number 1. And this is more repeatable content. So what I mean by this is not Tall Tales. While I love the Tall Tales, they are really high quality, and I think they are some of the best stuff that Sea of Thieves has made. It's not something that you want to replay a lot. I think I've replayed a few of them just going back through with other people, and that's fun, but over time it's just not really that interesting to keep doing. There's nothing new. It's not like there's anything that's different when you go back multiple times. And if we're being truly honest, Season 3 had no impact to the main game, other than, say, cosmetics. Season 3 was basically all these Tall Tales were standalone and could almost act as a separate game. You really weren't doing much within the regular Sea of Thieves world except for, I believe, the second Tall Tale and then the fourth Tall Tale were both set in our world, but they were really just away from everything else. You could do it without being really affected by anyone. The other seasons before this had repeatable content. I would say the best one was the merchant voyages that we got in Season 1, where you go find the lost shipments. I still like doing those. I think they're fun. I don't do them that often, but when I do them, I have a lot of fun. I would say the Fort of Fortune was a bit of a miss. I think having the Ashen Lords with that and just having other recycled content in there was a bad idea, and I think they should have done something a lot different with that. But if you want more of my thoughts on that, you can check out the Season 2 review on the channel. But looking forward, I think having some kind of event or voyage or something else that's not Tall Tale would be very much appreciated for Sea of Thieves. And I think we're going to get that. I don't think we're going to get more Tall Tales for at least another year. I think we might see something happen with these Pirates of the Caribbean Tall Tales, like a continuation, because they kind of left the door open at the end of the last Tall Tale for that, but I'm not sure. I think the reception to these Tall Tales was really positive, so I could see Disney and Rare wanting to do this more, but who knows. Alright, but that's it for this video. That's kind of just my thoughts of what I want to see in Season 4 and just the foreseeable future of Sea of Thieves. I'd love to hear what y'all's thoughts are on all of this and what kind of content you'd like to see come up in the next season. We're almost there, only a few weeks away. If you're new to the channel, it'd be great if you subscribe. We'll probably be doing another challenge guide at the beginning of the season, unless they redesign it completely like I said for this video. But even if they do redesign it, I'm still going to make a video on it. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye, y'all.